So the big announcement here, Knight and Swift is basically using Netrodyne's system. And, they're going to have these outward-facing camera. And they're making this public announcement on social media about an hour ago, telling all their drivers that if they want to, they could put a sticker or a piece of tape over the inward-facing driver portion, because they're going to have a cap on it, and that there will be no inward-facing driving camera.
We'll be pushing that out as
well. Will that lens still be facing inward? Because I know that was one of the questions. I know there's like a cap to put over it or something.
Yeah, so they'll come equipped with, there's the inward-facing camera, it's just a part of that piece of equipment, but it comes equipped with a cap over the inward-facing one, so it'll come with a cap on it.
And one of the questions I saw was, if I want to be double just secured, can I put a piece of tape over that cap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure it's secured. Why not?
When I'm Mutha Truckers, welcome to Mutha Trucker News. Email us at muthatruckernews@gmail.com. So, a Knight and Swift just recently made an announcement on YouTube about an hour ago, going over some of this press release. If you guys haven't heard, they have gone from telematics to Netrodyne, and I believe Prime uses Netrodyne as well. And so a lot of videos start popping out about inward-facing cameras. And so, the Knight Swift team felt like they had to go on and make a video and answer some of that for you. And so I want to play you some of that and then go over the press release here. So this is something that is brand new for Knight and Swift as far as using Netrodyne, because they believe that they want more of a proactive program for safety. I thought this was interesting from a Knight Swift perspective. They bring up the inward-facing camera and state that there will be no inward-facing camera, and that the camera will come with a cap. And also, if you don't trust that, they recommend that you put a piece of tape over the cap as well. I thought that was interesting, So, Mutha Truckers, the big question is, if you work for Knight and Swift, do you think this is a good thing, a bad thing? I know that a lot of these companies are going this direction, but if they're not facing inward, do you have a problem with that, right? Because I think the big problem with a lot of drivers in general is, they don't mind if it's facing outward, but when it's inward, that's when it feels a little evasive. And so, hey, they're telling you, put a sticker and a cap. Right, Knight Swift has over 15,000 drivers, average around almost 16,000 drivers from their safer score. And so at the back end of 2025, they should be putting these Netrodyne systems in. There is a link to the YouTube channel that you guys can watch as well if you work for Knight and Swift, so that you can see that. Knight and Swift Transportation implements Netrodyne's advanced artificial intelligence for enhanced fleet safety. The partnership aligns with Knight Swift's mission to advance safety by promoting a culture of accountability for performance through positive reinforcement and driver engagement. Definitely down below, click on Knight Swift's link, and so that you can watch their video. And this is what they're telling their drivers. Want to just bring you guys up to speed. I know if you're thinking about working for a company, this is where they're all going. They're going with these Netrodynes, and they're going to have these outward-facing cameras. Some companies are choosing inward-facing cameras, right? But overall, Knight and Swift says that they are not going to do the inward-facing cameras. Mutha Truckers, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts about this, especially if you're a Knight or Swift driver.
Good afternoon. Welcome to sunny, we'll say, Phoenix, Arizona. It's going to be 100 by the end of the week. Unfortunately, you guys can start making fun of us again. We've been laughing at the people with the snow. But so needless to say, we set up a live fairly fast on Netrodyne. Press release went out, and everybody, well, not everybody, a lot of folks said, hey, can we get some more details? So invited from some of our safety friends with us. So can you start by introducing yourselves?
Sure. Jules Miller, VP of Safety here at Swift.
Awesome. Yeah, and happy to be here. David Tillman, I work with our safety, driver development, and recruiting teams. So.
Excellent. So we got this new, great, exciting camera system that is wonderful. And, first of all, let's talk about what is it and why did we change?
Yeah, absolutely. So as the press release went out last Thursday, I believe, and then we had an internal communication go out to our drivers. So what is it? Netrodyne's a different provider in the telematics space. The camera and the hardware we're going to be deploying in our fleet is the D450 model, which is a 3-lens camera.
So much better than the other one.
Well, I
Or
think,
just newer.
yeah,
different.
it's just a different technology, right? So, just kind of like anything, you look at the way we've spec'd our trucks, right? And collision mitigation, lane departure, and all these other different things. That technology evolves rather quickly. Same thing in the telematics space is, all this technology evolves. And this is just kind of the most cutting edge technology. It's machine vision and artificial intelligence. And we'll go into what that means a little bit more, but meaning, the camera itself is reading stop signs, is reading speed limit signs, and that is different than the current solution we've had.
So kind of a little more proactive than reactive, because our old system was reactive with our Bindex system, things like that.
Yeah, you want to take that?
Well, the old system I'd say was, kind of just more event triggering, and a person would have to go through and review those, and then it could take some time to get back to our folks and our drivers to review together. So I'd say this one is a little bit more, it's just more in tune to what's happening out there, and it does a much better job at recognizing positive driving behaviors as well.
Yeah, and I think that's important. We'll hit on all the different positive recognitions it has, but Jules, myself, some of the other safety leaders, we look at the voice your choice comments, and over the years, I think one of the main things we had seen was, hey, the camera never sees all the great things I do,
Yeah.
and hey, we knew and we know our drivers do so many great
Excellent
things on the
drivers.
road. Yeah, and so with this being kind of machine vision, artificial intelligence camera, it's able to identify a lot of those safe driving behaviors. Somebody cuts you off, creating space, moving over for others, right? Coming to a complete stop X number of times in a row, and things like that. And we're really excited about the ability to be able to have more phone calls outbound to our drivers that are talking about the great things they're doing out there.
And it's an outward facing, right? We're not looking inside.
Yeah, that's correct. So the camera does not look at the driver. I know there were some comments about, is it reading my eyes and things like that. No,
It's going side to side though, right?
Yes, there is 3 lenses. There's road facing, there's out the passenger side, there's out the driver's side. And to make that even more crystal clear, we will put out on the portal exactly what that looks like. We actually had a couple drivers that have tested this post that, so I think a lot of folks already have an idea. But yeah, we'll be pushing that out as well.
Will that lens still be facing inward? Because I know that was one of the questions. I know there's like a cap to put over it or something.
Yeah, so they'll come equipped with, there's the inward-facing camera, it's just a part of that piece of equipment, but it comes equipped with a cap over the inward-facing one, so it'll come with a cap on it.
And one of the questions I saw was, if I want to be double just secured, can I put a piece of tape over that cap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure it's secured. Why not? It's already
Perfect.
capped.
But
so
it's
that
important to
inward-
note too, the functionality we have chosen for our fleet, even if that cap wasn't on, there's no inward functionality. So you can have the cap on there if that's important to the driver, but that is actually an inactive camera for our solution.
And we sure as the heck don't have anybody just monitoring.
No, and it's still similar in that it's going to trigger events for us to review. It's not like a 24/7 live stream that somebody's just got a camera pulled up in the office and they're like watching or anything like that. It's still going to trigger events based on, speeding, following distance, the same kind of parameters. It just does it in a little bit different way with the
That's
AI and
correct.
machine vision. Yeah.
Sounds good. So why are we changing now? Considering the state of where we're at, why change?
Yeah, I think there's a few reasons. Like I said, we hit on, we want a solution that is more proactive in looking at positive recognition and some of those things. But, we are committed to investing in safety technology. I think we've shown that over time. And, hey, we're not going to shy away from that. I think we definitely believe we have the best drivers in the industry. And from our standpoint, we are investing in tools that help continue to develop those skills and kind of produce the best practices in the industry.